Hello, my YouTube friends. I hope that you're doing well today. And I hope it's been a great Saturday, that you've got to enjoy a little bit of college football and had a good time off if you were off today. I'm going to share with you something that I haven't shared before. I don't know, you call it a new series or whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to share some information that I've gained over my years. I am currently 69 and got a lot of years under my belt. And I do have some information or some things that I've run through in my lifetime that I might share with the younger people that are just coming up. Maybe you're just getting married, maybe you're a young person in your 20s, or even a teenager that might value the information I'm going to share with you. I'm going to give you a quick list of some of the things. Now, I may not cover all these, but some of the things that I would like to speak to you about, and I may miss some of them, but we'll see how that works out. The first one I want to talk about is gambling, and how it uh, involves your ability to judge character, health awareness, continuing education, retirement, how you might work and build towards it, parenting if you have children, even if you're dealing with grandchildren now or adult children, finances and what it involves. I don't know everything, but I know a lot. Diet, which I need to be on right now, no doubt, but I certainly know what to do. It's just a matter of doing it. Uh, Ethic awareness, how important it is for you to be honest and ethical in your dealing with other people. Spirituality, and that's very important to me, and I plan to get to it soon. Time management, how you spend your time, what you plan on doing, how you schedule your day, whether you're balanced, whether you're out of balance, etc., etc. Stress. As I was coming up, I never thought stress was important or stress management, but it is very important. It can involve your health a great deal. Whether you should enjoy life and slow down a little bit and look around you and see what's going on. And the last but not least, and I'm going to add and take away from this list, embracing change and how important it is for you to do that. I'm going to touch off first with gambling. Now, I may not go by this list all the time, 1 through 14 on my list right here, but I want to talk to you a little bit about gambling. And I'm going to tell you, folks, you may disagree with me about these things, and that's fine. That's no problem. May we learn from each other. If you'll comment and give me your opinion, and cordially, do it nicely if you can. And if you say, well, Don, I totally disagree with you, and I have no problem with that. But I wanted you to listen to what I have to say about gambling and how it affects us as adults, as young people, especially as parents, and how it affects our family. And I'll touch on gambling first. And I'll tell you that during my lifetime, I have, when I was much, much younger, I did enjoy gambling a little bit. Now, I'm not talking about betting a lot of money. I'm talking about the little bitty stuff, playing cards with some friends, betting on these little, and most people wouldn't call it betting. It's just these little boards that you make up about sports, about a ball game or something. You'd buy chances on who would land in this particular score, and you could win a pot and this, that, and the other. I didn't see anything wrong with that at the time. But what I want to share with you now is that gambling is just not good, my friends, because it causes us to covet. It causes us to want something that someone else has. We're not working or doing anything to earn that money. Therefore, I believe that God does not bless something unless we deserve it, unless we earn it, unless He blesses the money that we're about to receive. So gambling in itself, and that is in the big aspects of going to Vegas and playing slot machines, which I played slot machines when I was a kid. On base, they had some slot machines when I was a kid, and you could pull through there, and I could slip a dime in and pull that handle, and it was loads of fun, especially if you won a few dimes. So, gambling is something that I believe that Satan uses, and you just want to do it so bad. It's so much fun. You get a little rush from it. You're taking a little chance. So and it breaks my heart to see older people that take their time and they go to these casinos and stuff, and they just sit there and that's all they do is gamble and play those slot machines and different things. It just breaks my heart to see that happen. But you may be doing that. The only thing I'm asking you to do is to just think about what you're doing. Gambling in any, this is a strong statement, gambling in any fashion or form, I would encourage you to avoid. Stay away from it, even to the point of buying raffle tickets. And I know, folks, that raffle tickets go for good things. Some of these boards may go for good things. If you want to help a cause, just give money to it. Just give money to it and don't expect something in return. The people that are buying lottery tickets, you have a better chance of getting hit by lightning while you're standing on one foot. I mean, than to win the lottery. And if you're expecting that to be successful, my friends, you're going to wait a long, long time. So gambling in any way, fashion, or form, I would encourage you to stay away from it, avoid it. I believe it is Satan's way of creeping in on our lives and having his way, having control. It's something that is highly, highly addictive. I'm almost positive that even me, at this point in my life, that I could go back and become involved in that and become addicted to it. And it's ruined families. It's taken money that people needed for their house payments, for their car payments, to feed their children. It's destroyed families. And I do believe that Satan has his way in that. One of the things that I don't like about carnivals, when you go to a carnival, is you go through and you walk through and they got these people that I think they still call them barkers. And they're standing there. When I was young, Kathy and I first married, I'd go to the fair or something, and they'd be standing over there, and you'd be walking up and down the way there, and they would start hollering at you and making fun of you and challenging you and challenge your manhood about coming over and playing their game, and you didn't have enough guts to do it. That was their way to try to entice you into winning something that you were not going to win. They weren't there to lose money. Las Vegas is not there for you to win money. They're there for you to lose money and to lose your money to them. So you're not going to win. But those barkers would try to entice you in. And I saw so many people standing there at fairs with their children standing around their feet. And dad or mom or whatever was tied up into a game that they could not win, folks. It's heartbreaking to see that happen. So gambling is really something that I think that we should totally and completely, especially Christian believers, that we should totally and completely abstain from. Stay away from it. Gambling is a terrible thing to be involved in. So think about that. And again, you may not agree with me. You may get mad at me. I don't want you to get mad at me, but you may. But that's, you're entitled to your opinion, of course. The next thing that I would like to talk a little bit about, I guess something, and again, I'm not going to go by this list. Just write down the list. So I'm going to jump around a little bit. I think that I'll talk about finances a little bit. Well, that'd be a good one. That'd kind of go along with gambling, I suppose. And when you think about your finances, boy, when you're young, and the world is changing so much about how that it values money, I suppose. It seems like people nowadays don't have the work ethic that I came up with, that my dad instilled it in me, and a lot of friends and people that were around me, my relatives, even my brother, encouraged me that to have a good work ethic, to work and that's the one thing that the man is responsible for, is providing for his wife, of course, and his family. When Kathy and I first married in 1973, one of the things that I realize, and I think of it, it comes to my thoughts here at this moment, that when I think about it, we had gotten married. We were driving to go on our honeymoon, which was a very conservative honeymoon, by the way. We were going to go on our honeymoon, and I was driving down the 4-lane, and I was thinking as I was driving, I should have been paying attention to driving, but I was thinking, I kind of glanced to my right of her sitting beside me, and I thought, wow, now, because of the covenant that I've made with Kathy, the agreement that I made in front of God and everybody, the agreement I made, the covenant, I have to provide for her for the rest of our lives. And boy, what a responsibility. What a thought that came to my head as that kind of bared down. I was 18 years old, very young man, but that responsibility, I realized at that very moment. Of course, there's no way I could possibly understand what that would, what would that entail over a lifetime. None of us can, and God doesn't give us that ability. But finances, I think if we have a good foundation in finances, and we understand how important that money is. We don't worship it. We don't love it. It's a tool. It's a trade. It's a barter system, is what it is. Someone is paying you for your time, to provide them with a skill or labor, and they are rewarding you with that money that you can then take and buy other things, hopefully wisely, and with a thought process, instead of letting your emotions guide you, with a thought process and searching for the best deal or the best thing available for you to use that money for. So finances are important, and none of us think about retirement, especially when we're in our 20s. All we're doing is we're going out there and we're making our money. We're trying to continue our education. We're trying to learn. But we don't think about one of these days, your body's going to kind of let you down. Things are going to change. Gravity's going to start pulling. It's going to be difficult for you to work, especially physically. So we don't think about retirement. So, saving money is not important to us at that point. In fact, what really pulls at us, I suppose, is when we look at our neighbors across the street or down the street or in our neighborhood, and we see that they've got a new boat, a new car, maybe it's a motorcycle. It could be so many different things. When we look at what they have, or even what our parents have, and we think, well, if mom and dad have all these things and they seem to be so happy, if I just go out and just buy these things, and they'll even make it easy for me and put it on easy payments, on an easy payment plan, then I can go out and buy these things and have these in our home. We can pay them out over time, and then we will be also happy, and it will make us feel good, and we will be showing signs of achievement because we have these particular material items. And folks, that's another lie that's coming from commercialism, from lies of Satan, that we will not be happier. You may have a rush when you first buy a vehicle or a new house or something like that. But folks, that is just something that is just a temporary situation that God, He helps provide, because if He allows you to have it, then He helped provide it. But it's a temporary situation. It's something that will not lead to happiness. And I hope that you don't fall into that trap of believing that that's true. So finances are so important. I could talk about those for probably half a day or 2 or 3 days, I suppose, if I wanted to. Finances are very important. Get you a safety net, a safety plan, a savings account of at least $1,000 in the bank. And I don't care if you got to squeeze a lemon to do it. Get it in there, because it's going to rain on you someday. I guarantee you that. So that's one of the first things you want to do. Dave Ramsey, I don't agree with everything he says, but he does say some things that are absolutely correct. And I totally agree with him. He may be a little fanatical about some stuff, but he's pretty sharp on finances. So get that cushion for you, so when it does rain, you have that put aside. I want you to be, and this slide is kind of into another area. I want you to be ethical in your earning your money too. That's very important that we earn what we get, what we make in our paycheck. To me, if you're not working honestly, if you're not working 8 hours for 8 hours pay, then you're actually stealing from your employer. And folks, most of this stuff, a lot of this stuff you can get by with. I'm telling you, you can slide by it, and your employer may not know, your friends may not know, and other people may not know. But God knows it. God knows whether you've done the right thing or not. And it's very important that we are ethical, that we have good ethics, especially when we work, because we're not really just working for ourselves. We're not just working for our family. We're working to build our relationship with the Lord. I couldn't even make this video. I can't wave my hands. I can't wear this hat or see that screen right there without God providing me with the ability to do it. I'm not doing that on my own. God has given me these gifts, these senses, this tongue, this voice, the air in my lungs, everything that He gives me, including keeping my heart beating right now. Everything that I have is provided by God. I'm into about 15 minutes. I didn't really mean to go that long, and I'm going to touch on 2 or 3 of these at a time. I'm going to have several more in the future. But those are just a couple of things, and I probably stirred up enough. You know, I talked about gambling. I talked about finances, and I want you to think about those things. You may not totally agree with me on everything that I said, and that's okay. That's okay. This is just my opinion about these things. But I want to encourage you to give this some thought, give it some consideration. If you're a believer, if you're a Christian, if you walk with the Lord Jesus Christ, pray about it. You know, if you're having difficulties in these situations, anything that we face, an addiction or anything that's controlling you at this point, you can overcome it with the help of the Lord. We can't do it on our own. We rely upon Him for strength and for guidance. So I encourage you to talk to the Lord about it. Got more coming. I hope that you have had a great day. Great weekend. Alabama's off this weekend, so hopefully they're getting ready for a big ball game with Georgia. But college ball is fun to watch. It's entertaining. Again, that goes with a balance. We can get out of balance with it just like we can anything else. But I love talking to you, and I hope you enjoy me speaking with you. I've got so much to share with you. I haven't talked a whole lot about myself personally. I will as time progresses, as we can see, and I see that you want to know these things, that you seek that information. God bless you. Tomorrow's a day of worship. I hope and pray that you have a place that you can go and worship, glorify the Lord. You have a Sunday school class, a small group that you can meet with, that you can feel love and some accountability, that you can have fellowship with, that you can study the Word of the Lord with. So seek Him tomorrow. And even if you don't, you can do the same thing in your own home. Remember, churches started out in homes, and they still continue to this day. God still is glorified in the homes all across this nation and this world. God bless. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.